Hi everyone! Welcome to Basic Japanese Writing, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to master the Japanese alphabet. You've learned these 10 hiragana characters from the previous lessons. In this lesson, you learn 5 new characters and again 10 new sounds. The first hiragana character for this lesson is sa. Sa. This one looks like a sad, sign face. Do you notice that sa and ki look similar? A good tip to remember the difference is that sa is so sad that it gets one less line. All of the characters in this column can also be altered by a dakten. Can you try and guess what the new sound will be? It will be za. Do you notice the difference? Sa, za, sa, za. Hiragana sa is written in 3 strokes. It's written the same way as ki, but without the first stroke. So it starts with this line written at an angle. Then the second stroke cuts through it and ends with a hane. And finally, draw half a smile. Remember, it looks connected in font, but right way to write it is to lift up your pen first before drawing the last stroke. Okay, let's see it again. Okay, next up is the hiragana character, shi. Shi. It looks like a fishing hook. Let's add a dakten to shi. How do you think it will sound like now? Did you think it was zi? Actually, shi with a dakten is pronounced as ji. Shi, ji, shi, ji. Hiragana shi is written in 1 stroke. Start with a vertical line going down, then at the bottom, make it curve up. Flick your pen at the end of this stroke. Say it again. The third one is the hiragana su. Su. Su looks like a su powder straw in a glass. Let's add a dakten to su as well. What do you think it will sound like? It's pronounced as zu. Su, zu, su, zu. Hiragana su is written in 2 strokes. The first stroke is a horizontal line going from left to right. The second stroke starts from the top, goes down, makes a loop around here, continues going down, then finishes by curving to the left. Flick your pen at the end of this stroke. To have a good balance for this character, intersect the first stroke a bit to the right of the center when drawing the second stroke. This will give space for the loop. Also, try to draw the same line before and after, making the loop to make your writing neat. Make sure there is a gap between the first stroke and the loop as well. Okay, let's see it again. This is the hiragana character, se. Se. Imagine se as a mouse facing sideways. It's about to say something. Let's modify se with a dakten. It is now pronounced as ze, se, ze, se, ze. Hiragana se is written in 3 strokes. The first stroke is a long horizontal stroke at the center. The second stroke is a short vertical line that ends with a hane going towards the upper left corner. Since the previous stroke ends with a hane, Continue the motion of your pen to this point and start drawing a vertical line that curves to the right at the bottom. Do not flick your pen. Keep in mind that the third stroke should not be longer than the first stroke. Also, try to keep a balance where the second and third stroke intersect the first stroke. Okay, let's see it again. And our final character for this lesson is the hiragana, so. So. To remember so, just imagine a zigzag sewing stitch. Now, can you go and say what so sounds like with the accent? It will be zo, so, zo, so, zo. Hiragana so is written in one stroke. The first stroke is kind of zigzag line. First, try writing a letter Z on the top half, and then continue by writing a letter C on the bottom half without raising your pen. However, don't make it curl up like a normal letter C. One thing to keep in mind is that this line in the middle should be longer than this line on top. Okay, let's see it again. Hiragana so actually has another way of writing, but this time with two strokes. This is used less often than the one before. The first stroke is a short slanted line. The second stroke is exactly the same as the more common way of writing it, but without this part. Okay, let's see it again. Let's see all the characters again. Sa, za, shi, ji, su, zu, se, ze, so, zo. Now, let's review what you've learned. I'll show you a character or group of characters and give you time to say them. Ready? Se. Which one is the hiragana sa? It's this one with one less horizontal line. Zu. The word zu actually means diagram. Did you remember this one? It's o. This one is ke. Sushi is the famous Japanese dish. Jiko. This means accident. Suki. Suki means like. Saku. This means to bloom. Zou. Zou is elephant. Okashi. This means sweets. Osake. Osake means alcohol. Saigo. It means last. Souzou. Souzou means imagination. Try saying this long one. Koukōsei. A koukōsei is a high school student. Great job! Do you want to get better at pronunciation? Try listening to Japanese blogs and podcasts. If you don't know where to look, we have a huge library at JapanesePod101.com. Remember, mnemonics help you associate English words with the characters, so they do not necessarily teach you the right pronunciation. Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what you've learned. In this lesson, you learned sa and za, shi and ji, su and zu, se and ze, and so and zo. よくできました。You've now mastered 15 characters and 25 Japanese syllable sounds. Did you know that Japanese has a word for the day after tomorrow? You'll get to know it in the next lesson when we tackle the T column. Before you go, practice writing the following words on your own. 傘、押す、騎士、すぐ、好き、消す、9時、塩、意識、仕草、誘う、起こす、少し、探す、四角、返す、うさぎ、再生、おかしい、学生。See you in the next lesson! またね!